All right, guys. So week 3 of our guard series, we're gonna do a gi-centric breakdown. So cross grip to the sleeve, same side grip, knife through, okay? Whether it be up here, wherever the hole is. See there's a little gap there? I'm gonna knife my hand through and I'm gonna create a figure 4, right? And now I'm gonna lean away just like we did before, knee pull over the right shoulder, but I'm gonna lean away and pull this up over my head into the overhook, okay? One more time on that. So whether grip, they got the grip here, they're pinning the hips, it doesn't matter. As long as we get this cross grip and knife our hand through to create a figure 4, we're gonna break this grip, okay? We break it with the wedge movement, lean away, pommel into the overhook position, okay? Once we get here, same thing, side scissor or hip escape. Get the foot on the hip, make your clamp tight. If we're not tight here, they're gonna be able to posture up and we're in a battle to break posture again, right? So the key thing with the overhook is controlling posture. So if you have a head clamp and a back clamp with your leg, that's the best, okay? Our options here are gonna vary depending on their arm and their hand angle, right? So if Coach Nick here is having his hand up high and he's like cupping a traditional underhook, maybe he's going for a Sao Paulo pass or something of that nature, we're gonna use that against him with back extension, and we're gonna ditch the overhook to an elbow cup, all right? And we're gonna do a regular armbar here, or a belly down armbar. So we start creating an extension, and what I'm looking for here is a strong clamp of my elbow, and I'm trying to find his elbow with the center of my palm, so I don't have to guess where his elbow position is. So I know I could just stack my hips on top of my hand and I'm in the breaking position, okay? So I find it with the center of my palm, boom. I don't extend to invert. I go in and I hide my elbow underneath my rib cage, and I'm gonna bring this knee on the same side of his ear, okay? So boom, forehead to the mat, boom here, knees pinch tight, okay? When you guys do this, you're gonna belly down and finish. Yeah. And then you're gonna go, all right, I'm gonna loosen it up so he could roll. But in a live roll, I would keep this tight and he would be forced to move. But we're not gonna do that because we don't wanna hurt our training partner. So I'm gonna loosen it up, ready to roll, roll, boom. Okay, once we get here, we're in a shotgun armbar. So the key thing here is we don't have to worry about being all nice and pretty with the foot on the mat and the hamstring curl. You could get this position. Anything that controls his head posture, we're good. Okay, once we're here, it's just, he's already tapping. It's tight on the pec. Sometimes you'll rip the pec on bigger guys like Coach Nick here. Other guys, you'll actually get the braking mechanic on the wrist, okay? All right, so that's our first option, depending on the wrist angle, okay? I'll keep it real. That one's very low percentage. What happens more often than not when we're in this position, as soon as they start feeling threatened on that arm bar, we get the leg clamp and we create the extension, they start playing with their hand angle, which in turn changes their elbow angle, and that arm bar disappears, right? So we can't get tunnel vision when we're in here. And sorry, we're both destroyed because we just did a circuit training, so we're sweating and super tired. All right, so the gi-centric grip break, knife hand, cross grip on the lapel, lean away, pummel over to the overhook, okay? We side scissor to create angle, boom. We try to get our foot on the hip. If he's cupping here, it's gonna be a fight. We gotta get our foot on the hip to create this distance, okay? Once we get here, pushing head, creating more distance, okay? If we get here, the cue to switch to a different move is the minute you feel his hand either facing down, go over here, watch his hand angle. The cue to go to a different move than the arm bar is the minute you feel his thumb not facing upwards anymore. If it starts rotating down, my go-to is Kimura. It's low risk, there's not a lot of movement involved. So right here I could feel like, all right, I'm going for Kimura. Cup the shoulder. We're handing everything off. We're not big drastic movements to give him opportunities to get out. Cup the shoulder. Slide down to the wrist, boom, okay? Move your leg out of the way so you can get through, boom. Grab the wrist, move your leg again so you can pin his hand on the back. He's got tight shoulders, so I'm not gonna be able to go all the way through, but boom, pin the hand on the back. Now, key thing, Trent, come up on the top side. What everybody does, common mistake, is they don't put tension down on this top shoulder to wedge it in place, and they just focus on pushing the hand up, which gives him a lot of slack. Even if he has tight shoulders, it goes pretty far. But the minute I put tension down on the shoulder, it's a very short movement to get the tap. Okay, so this right here is tight. And then it's just a slight push with the bottom hand, okay? Finish with the Kimura, okay? So that's option number 2, okay? Gi-centric moves, boom, pummel, overhook grip, grab the lapel, get in here, shake it, hand it off, boom. Now we're just gonna go for a traditional collar choke. Cue for the thumb, position for the grip on the far side hand is right aligned with his spine, thumb first. And we pummel it down into a traditional collar and then just squeeze and pull him in to finish, okay? Another mean option, if you can't get that, if his gi's real tight and we can only get our hands in on the near side collar, is a punch choke. So just fist right on his carotid artery on the same side, and we push with this hand and we pull with the lapel grip hand. Push and pull, okay? That's our gi choke option out of here. Now, second cue, or third cue I should say, when he starts rotating the hand down, boom. And he's cupping this leg, we're gonna push his head away, okay? We're gonna go into an omoplata. Go over on the other side, use our leg to walk over, cupping the elbow the whole time. We come up. This is important. If we don't cup this hip, Nick is gonna roll over and he's gonna go right into a scramble for us. That's an escape for him, and then we're chasing, okay? So Nick's gonna roll back. Got him here. Swisher the legs. Boom. If you can break him down, this is the proper way to finish an omoplata. We gotta break him down. Once he's here, we want this elbow touching the mat to finish. Nick, tap early if you need to, okay? So we want this elbow down, and we wanna do almost like a technical stand-up to break the arm. A lot of people try finishing with the elbow raised, and it takes a lot of extension, and that's why you see a lot of people like having to grab the far shoulder and lean forward. But if I keep escaping, he's already about to tap. He's so tight here. So if he's tight like this, try your best to get it down. He's about to tap already. But the more I push his elbow down, the easier it is to finish, okay? If you got a guy here that has flexible shoulders, I'm just gonna show you kind of a wrong setup so I could give him more flexibility. His elbow's up real high, right? So we're gonna need more range of motion to break. We can reach all the way through with an S grip. We're gonna lean diagonally over his shoulder and try to look in his ear. Okay, boom. There, you gotta finish there. Now, let's say you did it wrong. Come up to your hips. Do the front roll. Do not let go of it. Stay in this position. Try and come right here. Stay in this position. Look, I'm still in the omoplata grip. All I did was cup his elbow. I'm gonna re-roll, move over a little bit. I'm gonna re-roll. It's gonna force him right back into the omoplata again. Boom, boom. And then we cup, because we're smart and we know not to do that. All right, then we swisher the legs again, and we finish the traditional omoplata sweep.
All right, so we have a 2-on-1 grip, passing through, finding that natural gap between the hip, the forearm straight with an angle. We have a hole, up, we pull. Notice I'm not releasing this grip until I've secured my next one. We're here, we're pushing at the shoulder or on the head, pivoting out, keeping everything tight. If you need, use the gi, you have it, right? So we're here, build that up, make them carry our weight, break them down. He starts building up. We shoot our leg through. From here, there's no rush. Keeping everything down, keeping his posture down. If I go loose and let Coach Howell just posture up, all of that's for naught. I gotta reset, do all that work again. So I'm keeping this clamp, that helps with the posture. I'm keeping the clamp with my hamstrings and my feet tight to break down the posture. From here, I can start to cup the shoulder, reach, up my angle. We have this arm, but for now, for the triangle, we're up, we clear, we're over. From here, I'm going to re-grab, cut my angle a little more, and with this, I want to drive his shoulder into his carotid with the inside of my knee. And I'm going to do that by covering and then cutting my angle.
Everything's the same. And I kind of did this out of order, so if you forget, this is what you need to do, okay? This is after I go boom, and I get into the overhook. And I'm here, okay? This situation is when the guy is getting tired of getting arm locked. right? You get them in the overhook, you're getting them in the omoplata, you're getting them in the Kimura, you're setting them up with the triangle that Coach Nick just showed. Any of these problems, they happen because he's in the danger zone, right? So he's all the way in. Now, when he starts getting a little bit smarter and more competitive, he's gonna start posturing up. We're gonna use that against him, okay? So we're gonna allow our clamp to be a little bit lazy because we want him to posture up into like the mid-range, right? Mid of elbow, right? So he's gonna start posturing up and I allow it. When he does that, I wanna get on the hip so I can make a little extension until his elbow gets there. Once his elbow gets there, we need to be real tight. Gable it down and trap it on our stomach. Our stomach is gonna be the braking mechanic here. It's just like an arm bar where our hip is the mechanic. Here our stomach is, and our arm is helping it along, our bottom inside arm. This one right here, okay? So I'm gable grip tight. Now I'm just gonna hip in and invert his arm over. If I can, I wanna use this outside leg here to prevent him from conceding positions, because that's a common defense, but worst case scenario, you come up on top and mount. So we go here, we invert, boom. Now, for whatever reason, if I was lazy with this leg and I didn't block him and I'm going for it and he just concedes, boom. We come up on top and we take the sweep, 2 points, hold for 3 seconds and get our 4 points for mount as well, okay? Now, you guys are gonna see the full circle on this. It's back and forth, dilemmas, right? Push, pull, creating traps, anticipating responses. That's how you get good and get a step ahead of your opponent in jiu-jitsu, okay? So everything's the same, we're in the position. Boom, he starts posturing. I catch him with the mirror lock. He knows it's a problem, he pushes back in. We're back into the flower sweep, okay? And that's timing based. We gotta hit it with the momentum. We can't do it from ground zero. We can't start it from a stop. We have to use their momentum against us or else the flower sweep won't work. All right, that's it for this series, guys. Next month, we're going to guard passing. Can't wait to see you on the mats.